everyone, and welcome to another Nordstrom beauty video. And of course, this video is sponsored by Nordstrom. Before we jump into the products, which are definitely the fun part, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a little sale that is just around the horizon. That is the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And if you have been following my channel for at least a year, then you know I live for essentially what is a month of Nordstrom anniversary sale. I was actually the very first person on YouTube to do a catalog walkthrough, and while a few things have changed since those years, many years ago, a lot remains the same. So here's what's different. Started last year, they're continuing it on this year. The catalog will go digital and it launches June 29th. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of days to look it over on your own, and then July 1st, I'm gonna upload my walkthrough through the digital catalog, highlighting the things that I think are worth spending the money on, and well, hopefully there won't be anything that I don't think is worth it, but there is every year. So I will make sure to highlight those things where I think it's just not worth it, even on sale. Do not worry, my regular coverage will continue, different price points, different retailers, different subject matter, but I will include my usual content, which is a blog post with all my recommendations broken down into category, and I will have that continually linked in my description box throughout the month of July in case you need to reference that. Of course, I'll be making Instagram posts, hopping on stories, especially when things come back in stock. Let's hope that kind of thing happens. And I will probably do 2 videos after the catalog walkthrough, a general dressing room try-on or haul, and then a dedicated beauty haul later in the month. In advance of the anniversary sale, which highlights more fall and winter pieces, I did do some summer beauty shopping, and I wanted to share with you some new items that I picked up, as well as some standby favorites that are making an appearance as we've hit the 100-degree mark here in San Antonio. Skincare is definitely part of my beauty routine, and you know that I am dedicated to a few specific brands. One that I actually recommend every year in the sale is Peter Thomas Roth. They usually have an amazing deal on their mask sets. Well, I recently tried something that I'm really enjoying specifically for the warmer summer months. It is their Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. Now, I have dry, aging, sensitive skin, and I tend to slather on richer moisturizers year round, but I have noticed that it's 100 degrees here, that it's a little too much. Plus, we've been traveling a lot, even over the summer. We will continue to travel to Oxford, Mississippi and Houston, to very, very humid climates. So I don't need that rich of a moisturizer, but I still need to be moisturized. And I've been using this moisturizer for the last couple of weeks, and I've been really impressed. It's really lightweight, it's really fluffy, it is oil-free and fragrance-free, and it is good for all skin types, which is nice, because I know not everyone watching me has dry skin. It absorbs pretty quickly, and it doesn't feel sticky to the touch once it's absorbed. And most importantly, this time of year, it works really well under SPF and makeup. Now, speaking of sunscreen, this one's not that new to me. I've been talking about it for a few months, but it's the only one I've been using since I got it. This is my second tube. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It has an SPF of 40. I just love how easily it goes on, how quickly it absorbs, and that it feels like a silicone primer without adding a silicone primer and without breaking my skin out, because I have had issues with silicone-based primers for years. It generally breaks me out. This one doesn't, so I needed to recommend that. Now let's move on to the actual beauty products. I was thinking about doing a video, probably in July, talking about underrated beauty products or beauty products that aren't mentioned enough on YouTube. And I mention this all the time, but I never see anyone else talking about it. And while I use this year round, it is the Trish McEvoy Instant Eye Lift. I think it is especially crucial in the summer if you're trying to correct and brighten under your eyes. This has great coverage, but it's not heavy. It dries really lightweight. This description may throw you off, but it's not a creamy concealer slash corrector, and that when it dries, it's dry to the touch. It's not tacky like some of the other under eye correctors I've used, which is a good thing, especially in the summer months, because that means it's not going to interfere with whatever you put on under your eyes like mascara or eyeliner. It's not going to start sliding down your face. It does come in a few shades. I use shade 1. Now let's talk about what's going on my face that is new. So you may think, she's wearing a little less makeup than usual. And generally speaking, unless I'm going to a specific event, in the summer, I really lighten it up. And while I do like how my skin is looking right now, I want something to even out tone a little bit. I wouldn't mind a little added SPF. I still love that slight coverage that you get from a tinted moisturizer. I have been hearing such great things about this, and admittedly, this is a splurge. This is the La Mer, the Radiant Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30, which is a very fancy way of saying this is the La Mer Tinted Moisturizer. It has really good, decent coverage. I mean, it's not foundation coverage, but it's good coverage. It feels really nice. It dries down really nicely. I like that it comes in quite a few shades. I am wearing it in shade light, even with my fake tan going on here. They do say it contains all the good for you skincare ingredients that are in the La Mer Creme de la Mer and their foundation, but if you know me, you know that to me that doesn't matter because I've slathered it over several layers of other stuff. So I'm not going to use this for the skincare necessarily, but I still rank the La Mer foundation as one of my top 3 all-time favorite foundations, and the only reason I haven't been wearing it lately is because I don't have it in a shade to match my fake tan, and it's a high price tag. This is a little more forgiving on the shade match because it's a tinted moisturizer, so I don't mind investing in something that I can get use out of for quite a long time. So I've been really enjoying this. To brighten, again, I'm keeping it a little bit lighter, stepping away from my heavier under eye concealer, and I've been reaching for my Yves Saint Laurent Radiant Touch, what is this actually called? Touche Éclat Radiant Touch Pen. And I've also been using it as double duty for a little bit of subtle highlight and almost like a reverse contour on the nose. It's quick, just put it in the corners. You can dab it in with your fingers, you can dab it in with a brush. You can even use it to highlight your cheekbones, which is not what I did today. I'll share with that in a minute. I really love this. It's a classic for a reason. I've talked about this before, but I'm sure you're seeing that glow. I did powder, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I reached for the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wand in Pillow Talk. I just like this subtle glow on the cheeks, a little bit of subtle color, but not a lot. If you want more color, then just grab one of the other ones. I'd go for Pinkgasm or Peachgasm personally, or you could do a deeper version of this Pillow Talk. This is the Pillow Talk Light. To the powder point, I love a tinted moisturizer. I love a foundation, but I don't love shininess throughout my whole face. Now I do have a studio light on, so you're seeing some light bouncing off my forehead and such. But in the summer especially, I prefer to powder with a powder foundation. It gives me a little more coverage, especially when I'm layering it over a tinted moisturizer. And I just feel like it mattifies a little bit better without being drying. So one that I use every year is the Wander Beauty Powder Foundation, and I have it in the shade medium right now. And then I like to finish it all off with a setting spray, especially in the summer, because you step outside, I don't care how well you prep, you're gonna start to perspire. You don't want anything sliding off your face. This is so good. I still only have it in the travel size, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Just a little tip, if you want extra long staying power, after you do your skincare and SPF, do a layer of setting spray on your unmade up face, let that dry, then go on with your makeup, and then seal it almost like a sandwich with the last layer of the setting spray. This stuff is so, so good. One new to me product that's not necessarily summer related, but it recently launched and I've been eyeing this for a while, and I just happened to run out of dry shampoo. So I picked this one up. It's from Beauty Bio. It's their Healthy Scalp Dry Shampoo. And what interested me is it's a little bit different than your average dry shampoo. First of all, it's formulated to actually clean your hair. So you spray it in, shake it up, spray it in little short bursts, let it sit for about a minute, and then you rub it in, and you can feel almost a dampness to your hair, like it's doing something to clean the roots a little bit. This is 3-day-old hair that I've sprayed, and I haven't straightened it or done anything more to it since I woke up this morning, and I think this absorbed really well. It doesn't feel sticky or stiff. I can run my fingers through it, no problem. And what else I really like about it, I'm sure y'all know I've been dealing with hair loss, but now I'm dealing with hair growth. I'm gonna call it my hair regrowth journey. I still want to stimulate as much hair growth as possible. And this has 2.5% follicle grow for improved hair density. It's also starch and alcohol free, and it offers UV, color, and shine protection. So there's a lot going on in this skinny little bottle, and so far I've been really impressed with how it works. And then lastly, I want to talk about summer lip products. Now this is not an exhaustive list, but I do tend to switch things up in the summer. I go with lighter weight. I bring out my lip gloss. I love a balm, but in this heat, sometimes it melts in my purse, so I don't rely on those as much. And I wanted to walk you through some of my favorites. So starting with balm, I make sure this one's in my purse. This is just a clear lip balm. I've been repurchasing this over and over. It's from Lancome. It's their Absolute Nourishing Lip Balm. It's fabulous. And because it's not in a stick or a gel form, I'm not worried about this melting in my purse. If you've been watching for a little bit, you know how much I've been loving the Westman Atelier lip gloss. I think it's technically a lip balm in gloss form. It's their Squeaky Clean lip balm. And I think it was called Choo Choo, and I used it all up. I mean, it was like, I have never used up an entire lip gloss, I think, ever. And so I purchased another one in a totally different color. I went for, if not the deepest shade, close to it, but these are so translucent and shiny that it adds just that touch of color. It is so wearable, and I'm going to keep this one in my purse and just leave it there for the summer. This is the shade Garçon. So it's giving you that color and that shine, but it's also a lip balm all in one. These are so good, and they're so luxurious. If you're looking for a really sweet summer gift for someone, if you have a summer birthday coming up, or maybe you've been invited to someone's home for the weekend, this is a fun little gift. It comes in a dust bag. It's adorable. As far as lip glosses, I like a lip gloss with a little sparkle, a little something. This one I picked up, I think, was it last summer? I thought I should mention it again. This is not part of the Dior lip plumping line. It's just their lip gloss. There's a teeny little bit of shimmer in here. This shade is called Princess. And it is a really pretty shade. It's a pretty pink, and that's something else I tend to do in the summer is I'm reaching for those brighter, more fun, colorful shades. I feel like summer is just the time to do that. Neutrals are great year round, but that pop of color is especially perfect in the summertime. Then let's move on to what I use more instead of lipstick. I'm loving a liquid lip, and I have two liquid lips that I don't talk about very much, but I wear them all the time, and I wear them more often on Instagram stories, and inevitably I'll get dozens of messages asking me what's on my lips, and it's one of these two things. The first one is the Tom Ford, I believe it's called like Lip Lacquer Luxe or something to that effect, and it is technically it's a liquid lip, but I feel like it's more like a lip gloss. It doesn't have quite the longevity of a true liquid lip, but it does last far longer than a gloss. Comes in quite a few shades, and it lasts a good long time. I've had problems with Tom Ford lipsticks turning bad on me, but not this gloss. I love this. It seems to be popular because it went out of stock for a while, and now it is back, and I am so happy. And then another one that I never talk about, and it's probably my most favorite lip product and shade for the summer, is this Clé de Peau liquid lip, and the shade is called Sugar Jelly, and it is almost like a neon peachy pink. To me, it's what NARS Orgasm should look like on steroids. It's a beautiful color. It's a fun shade. It's definitely a wearable shade across all skin tones, and it does last a good long while, far better than a gloss. It's definitely opaque, and it wears really nicely. I do have one more solid option. In fact, this is a repurchase because I used the original one up. And again, this is a lipstick, but it's in a literal stick form. It's from Sisley Paris. It's their Fido Lip Twist, or Fido, I don't know. It's the lip twist. And I bought the exact same shade that I had before, number 2 Baby, but there are so many pretty colors. It's hard to settle on one, but I knew I loved this one. This is a softer, very wearable pink. Easy to wear with anything. This is another one of those that you can just throw in your bag. You don't even need a mirror to put it on. It wears really nicely on its own. It's really moisturizing, but I think it would look especially great layered under any of the glosses I've just mentioned, especially this new one from new to me from Westman Atelier. That's this month's summer beauty roundup from Nordstrom. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of the Nordstrom anniversary sale content. I would love to hear what your summer products are. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again to Nordstrom for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.